Good evening. I guess that still works, even though I'm an administrator now, but as a teacher, that worked really well, so nice job. Well, thank you for being here this evening. We want to welcome you to the 2015 Community Transition Program graduation ceremony, so thank you for being here this evening. My name is Brian Helsebeck. I'm the program administrator for the Community Transition Programs. So thank you for coming tonight. Graduates, before we get started, I need to thank some people on your behalf. People that have worked tirelessly for you to get to this point, people that work with you directly and indirectly, some people you don't even know, but because of their efforts, you're here today. First of all, I want to thank your families. So parents, thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for supporting your students. Thank you. First of all, to Chemeketa Community College, I want to thank Terry Rose, who's the technical director of the Chemeketa Community College Theater Department. Thank you, Terry, wherever you are. Oh, there you are out front. I want to thank Julie Huckenstein, who is the president for Chemeketa Community College, for their generous support to the use of this facility. Thank you. For those of you who have been involved in our program for a long time, you know that one of our programs is housed out here at Chemeketa. It's been a long-standing relationship that has grown and grown over the years, and we truly appreciate that collaboration that we've been able to have with Chemeketa, so thank you for that. There's some people here, one lady that's not here, which is my administrative secretary, Ginger Weiler. She does a lot of work for our transition programs. She's our registrar. She does a lot. You might have talked to her on the phone. She sits out front of my office and helps kind of direct me and lead me through the day. And so I just want to thank her. I want to thank Lorena Montero, who is our Spanish interpreter. Thank you, Lorena, for being here tonight and helping. Also want to thank Jean Logan and Brooke Mendez, who are our American Sign Language interpreters here this evening, so thank you. And as well, our own business, Dawn Flowers, for the beautiful flowers that were made here tonight for the festivities. So thank you. So last year, it was brought to our attention how nice of it, how great it would be to be able to remember this memory and have a memory. And we know probably families have been videotaping this. So someone suggested, well, why don't we call CCTV and ask them to come? So they're here this evening. Thank you for being here. So they are videoing tonight's festivities, this graduation. It is listed in the brochure in the back page of the dates when it will be rebroadcast. And again, if you would like, you can purchase a DVD or a Blu-ray through them, and the prices there listed, and you just contact them. So thank you for being here. This is very helpful. So we work with a lot of community members. Marion County Developmental Disabilities, Vocational Rehabilitation, a lot of our brokerages in the community. If you are here, please stand and please give them a round of applause. They are great community members and they're great partners with us, our school district, and our students and families. As well, if we have any of our work experience sites, folks, representatives from our work experiences that we access in the community, if you are here, would you please stand? Okay. Thank you. Okay. The other group of folks that I want to introduce is our Salem-Keizer School District staff. A lot of folks work tirelessly for your students and families, and they do such a wonderful job. I imagine a lot of folks are here today. If you are, no matter what your role, if you're a program assistant, if you are an administrator, if you are an instructional assistant, if you are an occupational therapist, physical therapist, bus driver, nurse, whatever your role is with this community transition program, or even if you are a employee of Salem-Keizer School District, would you please stand and be recognized? Okay, instructional assistants, I need you guys to stand back up. So, and if you are an instructional assistant, please stand up. Stay standing, stay standing. All right, graduates, look around. If you're sitting next to one of the instructional assistants, you can give them a handshake, you can give them a hug, you can give them a fist pump. Whatever you do to say thank you, please do that. I didn't say sit yet. Stand up. Thank you for the work that you do. I know you work tirelessly. This last month, I've been sitting down having discussions with you about the work you do. The work is gratifying, it's hard, it's fun, it's all filled with a lot of emotion, but I know you take it seriously, and I know you do it with passion, so thank you. Now you can sit. So we do have some folks up front here on the stage, and I'd like to take a minute or more than a minute, to introduce them to you so you know who's with us this evening. So I'm going to start with our teachers. So if you would just stand. First we have Pat Abel. Tony Brandt. John Pruitt. Franchin Giffen. Carolyn Basta. Tama Terry, and Rachel Ayers. Now, one of our other teachers who serves our ILP incoming students is Charlotte Hazel. Charlotte, would you stand? Because I know you're out in the audience out there somewhere. Where are you? Thank you, Charlotte. All right, up on stage to my right, I'd like to introduce Jay Remy, who is our Director of Community Relations and Communications. Sitting next to him is Kelly Carlisle, our Assistant Superintendent. Nancy McMorris-Addix, who is our Vice Chairperson of the Salem-Keizer School Board. And Karina Lee, who is a long-time board member and also the Executive Director of Salem-Keizer Education Foundation. Thank you for being here. And I'm not going to forget the last person down there, but I just wanted to delay that because this is my boss. And this is Ruth Gelbrecht. She's a very special lady. The thing that I like about Ruth is she makes me smile every day, and it makes us really love our job. So thank you, Ruth, for all your support. All right, I think I'm done with that, and we can move on, graduates. So we'll get to the good stuff. So at this point, one more thing. We have a teacher who is retiring this year from our program, and that's Franchin Giffen. So Franchin, if you would come up, please. I told her I won't make her talk, but we just want to present you with a bouquet of flowers and a card from us. I believe there's a gift out in the away, but we couldn't get it in here. I don't know what it is. I have a car? I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you for your years of service with us, Stanton. I think she's going to where? Oklahoma?
Yes, to be a grandma, though.
Thank you, Franklin. So at this point, I'd like to have Karina Lee come up and do a greeting to the graduates, and as well, she'll be doing a presentation of our John Moe scholarships. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am so honored to be here. I enjoy this ceremony every year. And when I was asked to do this greeting, it just is life-changing. Thank you. Okay, graduates. The truth is that there are really only two gifts this world can give you. One of them is roots, and the other is wings. We spend our lives as teachers, as parents, as community members, raising children and hopefully rooting deep within them compassion and values and ethics that will ground you all the days of your life. And then we hope and pray that those roots are going to be the guiding foundation as you take flight. We want you to spread your wings and explore all the world has for you. We want you to see greatness. We want you to be greatness. Today, we are celebrating those roots, but particularly those wings and all the journeys that they are going to carry you on. But because this is a graduation, and because I am the speaker, I get to talk about a history or a science lesson first. We can't talk about wings unless we learn from the greatest of those who fly, and I particularly love geese. So I'm going to tell you a couple things about geese. When geese fly together, each goose provides additional lift and reduces the air resistance from the other geese flying around them and behind them. So consequently, by flying together in that V formation, scientists estimate that the whole flock saves 70% of energy and goes 70% farther with that same amount of energy than if each goose flew alone. My good friend Lou Raja has another way of saying it. He says, if you want to go fast, then go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. I know that you have learned how to use those wings together. There's another really cool thing about geese. The geese rotate leadership. When the goose is flying in the front of the formation, they have to spend the most energy because it's the first to break the wind and the flow of the air, and it provides the additional lift for all the geese who follow behind them. You have all taken turns being leaders. That's how you learn how to lead. And when you give someone else a chance to lead, you're empowering them and their next journey. I love this next one about geese. They honk at each other. They're encouraging each other. They're honking and saying, go right, no, go left. What do? We clap and we laugh and we high-five each other. We need to keep encouraging each other, honking at each other all the way. Last little nugget, goose, they just help each other. Scientists who study geese discover that one goose is hurt or gets tired and drops out of the formation, 2 other geese go with it. And they stay with that goose until it's ready to return back to the formation. Likewise, us human beings work best when we work together and we care for the well-being of each other. I really want to emphasize this idea of taking flight. You, the students, and the faculty, and your families, and the community members are leaving a legacy of excellence for the next generation of the students to come behind you. Your years of academic achievement, Your amazing 100 bajillion hours of volunteerism with Garden and the Humane Society and bazillion books, the list is endless. You have grit and you have perseverance. And most of all, you have shown all of us how to encourage and hold each other up and to take life and learning by the horns. Those of us watching you, that has changed our lives. Years ago, we could have never dreamed of all that we would be so proud of today. And actually, we might not have imagined the challenges that were also so much at the center of our lives. Those challenges were tough. They were gut-wrenching and sometimes cause for pause and reflection. But your wings led us through it. You were encouraged, and you had our whole community coalesce behind you. Taking flight is both a statement about that first day of kindergarten, when you walked into school. It's about the day today when you're going to cross this graduation stage. And it's about tomorrow when you enter our world. And we're so proud of you. Your legacy is a foundation to others. I want you to take flight. I want you to share greatness, be greatness, and experience greatness. Take those roots and those wings and continue to make us proud. The other great legacy in this community is by a dear friend of mine, and what you don't know is a dear friend of yours. John Moe was a community member in this town who loved you. He wanted young adults who were graduating and going into the world to have every bit of support possible. He was passionate about music, he was passionate about education, but he was really passionate about the students before us now. John Moe last year established a scholarship to make sure that those students had an opportunity to move into and transition into the next stage of their life and do it with all the support that they could do. And we established that scholarship last year. My friend John Moe succumbed to cancer in November, but his legacy lives on. And tonight, we are very proud to present the next round of John Moe scholarships. I'd like to ask Brian and Ruth to help me. And this evening, the scholarships we're going to announce also come with a check, and they also come with a 6-month Chariots bus pass. We had the pleasure of reading the scholarship applications and then interviewing our applicants, and having transportation to get to your new jobs, to get to your new life was so important that I called our friend Alan Pollock at Chariots, and he says, I want to help too. And so we need to thank Chariots for these as well. So I know if John was here right now, he would be so proud. He'd be so proud of helping you establish those roots and now use wings to take flight. So as we call your name, please come to the stage and we will present you with your check and your certificate and your bus pass. Honorable mention, Joshua Cook Hunter. Don't lose that. That's real money. Our next honorable mention, Jeremy Mulhern.
Jeremy, I'll go there. I dropped my glasses.
Okay, thanks.
Nikki.
Go. We have a third honorable mention, Bernadette Zerker. Good for her.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Our second runner-up is Travis Lee. Nice job, Travis. There you go. Our first runner-up, Erica Manning.
Pretty dress. There's that too.
And our top scholar of the John Moe Scholarship for 2015, earning the bus pass and a $500 scholarship, Sam Robinson.
All right, now we'd like you to sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
I gotta slow down. Stop for a second, take a look around. And I gotta take time to hear that little voice inside saying I came to get right. So spread your wings and fly. I got a secret to share. You are enough to change the
Way to knock it out of the park. That was great. If that doesn't get you in the mood, I don't know what will. So we have some business to take care of now, which is the presentation of certificates. So I want to thank I neglected to thank some people, and part of the group who put this together and put on these festivities tonight are our program assistants who we really need and support, and our programs need and support. So thank you to you guys. I know you're out there listening, but thank you, and these programs need you and continue to need you, and so do we. So thanks for that. All right, so we're going to start with certificates, and we're going to start with Centennial Transition Program and Pat Abel.
Okay. The Centennial graduates are Miss Blanca Lemus Torres, and Mr. Jacob Guevara. And now Mr. Tony Brandt with the Chemeketa Transition Program.
Tim Beller. Michael Campos. Lola Hickman. Jacob Jenkinson. Brandon Kent. Jeremy Mulhern. Sam Robinson. Brittany Rodden. I'd like to introduce John Pruitt in the Downtown Community Transition Program.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce the graduates from the Downtown One Community Transition Program. Chris Brushani. Noemi Rojos Policarpo. Enrique Sosa. And Keo Schoolcraft cannot be here tonight, but he's also a graduate. I'd like now to introduce the Downtown 2 Community Transition Program, Franchin Giffen.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce Jesus Miranda. I'd like to introduce Carolyn Vasta from the Independent Living Program.
Okay, I would like to introduce Michael Harrison. Lisa Jung. Erica Manning. Adam Meyer. Ashley Sherling. And Bernadette Zerker. Now I'd like to introduce one of our new teachers this year, Tama Terry with the MICA Transition Program.
I'd like to introduce Joshua Cook Hunter. I'd like to introduce Travis Lee. I'd like to introduce William Painchard. I'd like to introduce Rachel Ayers from Wheatland Transition Program.
The 2015 Wheatland graduates are Karina Gonzalez. Maddie Keener. Cody Miller.
allegiance.
Gabby Mora. And Kelsey Moore. And I'm going to call Carolyn Vasta back up as the teacher for the Youth Transition Program.
So I also case manage the Youth Transition Program, and I would like to introduce my only graduate this year, Kirsten Rasmussen. And now, I would like to bring back Brian Hilsebeck.
So I get to do closing remarks. After these festivities, we do have refreshments for you. So there's cake and punch out in the lobby, so we want you to stay for that. I also want to throw a challenge out to all the families, parents, guardians, service providers. As the song that we played says, do life big. Big is whatever you make it to be. Big could be huge, tremendous, out of this world, but each of us have our own bigs. And so I challenge you to keep working with these graduates and find their big, help them find their big. So that's my challenge to you. And we will continue to do that with our future graduates at Salem-Keizer School District. So thank you. But I have another introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the 2015 Community Transition Program graduates. Please stand. Thank you so much for coming this evening. That ends our festivities. So please stay and help us celebrate. Thank you.